Alright, what up everybody? Tyler here, also known as Tie-Dye Official, coming at you with my tie-dye hoodie on, which I wear when I want to feel happy. I bought this hoodie honestly just because I wore so much black during the pandemic and was like, I should wear something that's maybe a little more colorful and full of energy. So the idea for the video is essentially pulling a tarot card for each of the T14. So we have our Casey Musgraves tarot cards here, and I'm not an expert. Really use tarot just as a way to like reflect, and I'll honestly be looking up a lot of the meanings and all that type of stuff, but this is just supposed to be a fun video going through the T14 as we wait for admissions results, and you know, we'll see if any of these seem to work out or line up or match up. So if you're interested, keep watching the video and let's get into it. First off, I want to say if you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. If you're new, please be sure to like and subscribe. Really helps the channel. Anyway, so as we were waiting, I applied in October, so it's been about half a year waiting for this admissions cycle to be over. So I'm finding ways to entertain myself and keep myself occupied. You know, deadlines are coming up in April, less than a month away. It's a few weeks away. So to make sure I'm not freaking myself out, I just thought this would be a fun way to reflect on the schools, and I don't know, I've never seen anyone do this before. So we're gonna get into it. So if you are new to tarot, much like I am, so it has this card with the minor arcana and the major arcana. It's so bright in here, but if you want to look that up, go for it. Essentially, major arcana are like large themes, minor arcana are like smaller themes. The minor arcana are divided into 4 suits. We have pentacles, wands, swords, and cups. Those are those. The major arcana are like things like the sun or other things you might have heard about, the death card.
Oh my god, what is that?
Hello?
Oh my god, what is that?
So we'll just shuffle these up and we'll go down the list. Ooh, I'm already having things fall. Let me make a chart so I can write these down. So we are gonna do the top 15 schools. I'm essentially just gonna shuffle them and then, you know, put my energy into the cards, and we'll just stop and pick one out and then look it up together and see what our thoughts are. This card is feeling right. So Yale, we got the 3 of Wands for Yale. If you're curious, yes, I'm reading this from a screen. I'm not an expert, so I will be utilizing my online sources. You can feel free to Google more if you want. Leave your own insights in the comments. While the 2 of Wands speaks to planning for the future from a place of safety and comfort, 3 of Wands shows that your plans are well underway and you're considering even more opportunities to expand your current strategies and maximize your ultimate potential. That feels super, super on brand. Everything is progressing steadily as expected thanks to your preparation and ongoing drive. It signals there are chances available for you to broaden your horizons through study, travel, business, enterprise, and learning. Becoming aware of the opportunities exist for you right now, and there's more to come. I mean, that seems super on brand. Let's see if the rest of these cards are that aligned, because that feels like much better than I expected. Now, Stanford. So we are going to do the same thing. We're gonna shuffle every single time. I also am leaving the cards that were pulled out of the deck. All right, lots of wands. Stanford, we have the Page of Wands. My neighbor's on their balcony, which is right outside my window. Okay, Page of Wands. So for Stanford, so with the Page of Wands, you're inclined to give anything and everything a go. You embrace the opportunity to start out on a new journey or project to see where it takes you. You do not necessarily have a solid plan in place, nor do you know where you are headed, but you're excited to see the possibilities. You have a gift for dreaming up new creative ideas unfettered by the burdens of everyday life. Nothing will get in your way of your dreams. Very interesting. I mean, it's school, so that seems on brand as well, but yeah, so if you're going to Stanford, it's time to get creative, I guess. Next on our list, Harvard. If this is something to do with Pentacles, because Pentacles is like earth sign, like talks about like wealth, comfort, things like that. I'm a Taurus in case anyone's curious, so Pentacles for me is like usually a pretty big one. Oh, but Harvard, nope, we got a 10 of Wands. So another 10 of Wands. Wow, lots of wands. This is crazy. What if they're all wands cards? Okay, 10 of Wands notes you're taking on an extra burden, a heavier workload, and greater responsibility. Even though it's weighing you down and making things tougher for you, you understand it's only temporary, so you're willing to put in the hard work to accomplish your goal and reap the rewards later. Honestly, that sounds so real, especially compared to like the cultures I've heard about Harvard versus the other T3. I do hear it's a little more competitive, so that's so funny, but also it's, you know, people go to Harvard because it's Harvard. Like, I'm sure great things will happen. The 10s in tarot represent a completion of a cycle. With the 10 of Wands, the end is in sight. You've been pushing yourself to your limits, working very hard towards your goal. Now you're taking those final steps to the path realizing your dreams. So I mean, this seems like a great card for Harvard. It seems like a lot of people work really hard to get into it. I'm sure people burden themselves with just the task of trying to get into Harvard, so that's so wild. I don't know. I feel like we're kind of 3 for 3, but also it's all up for interpretation. Like, we can make any of these work, especially to these institutions, right? They're not like people or anything. So for some people, these might be super true. For other people, it might not be true at all. But like I said, this is just for fun. We've got 3 cards out. We're going to move on to U Chicago. Just gonna shuffle, see which this one feels right. Okay, we have the 6 of Pentacles. Very interesting that all of them have been minor arcana cards so far, no major arcana cards, because the minor ones are a lot more like temporary, which, you know, this could be super true, especially things change all the time with these rankings and with these schools, but I just find that very interesting. You may be a wealthy man in this card, sharing your wealth in abundance with others. You've accumulated great wealth and are now in a position to offer financial assistance to those in need. Maybe people are getting good scholarships at U Chicago. You give generously through charitable donations, tithing, fundraising, enjoy good feelings associated with helping others. Even if you're not financially wealthy, you offer up your time, energy, love, support to those who are in need, knowing it will be appreciated. You may also be inclined to make a loan to someone on the promise that they will eventually pay you back once they're back on their feet. If that's not every law school, I don't know what is. Like, we're all taking out loans. Finally, the 6 of Pentacles is a card representing financial harmony. The amounts flowing in and out are balanced, and you are thankful for what you have and happy to share with others in need. So I don't know how I feel about that one. I think for any of these schools, especially because when I'm talking about these schools, like, I'm so, at the end of the day, they're businesses to me. I'm not like, I think some of them are great programs, but I'm not trying to become really infatuated with any of them in a sense.
This bitch.
So we're gonna move on to Columbia. And if this one is not about some sort of money, like, or just being expensive or something, I'll be really shocked.
Hide the money, y'all. There's poor people around. With your broke ass.
But I guess it could also be about like energy or something. It's like in New York in a big legal market. Maybe it'll be about opportunities. But we're gonna, this one feels right. 5 of Swords. It's got a cute little fox on there. Oh my god. So the 5 of Swords turns up when you've had a falling out, disagreement, conflict, or you're walking away with a sense of sadness and loss. Sorry, Columbia. The 5 of Swords can often indicate that you're competing with others on a path to success. You see them as threats to your own happiness and you seek to win at any cost. Wow, so this is not what I expected, but, you know, I could see it. I don't know, like, people say Columbia can be a pretty competitive place. And New York in general, right? It's the city that doesn't sleep, who knows? The 5 of Swords may also point to failure. It shows that despite your best efforts, you're likely to be beaten or come out as the loser. If you allow yourself to become disillusioned after such loss, then you will find yourself on the path to increase ruin and torment. Accept your defeat and learn from it. Be smarter and wiser next time.
What? Child. Anyway, so.
Oh my gosh. I really hope that this ages better. I have no idea. You know, like I said, these are for fun. So if some people are resonating with that, I don't know. Best of luck. Like, I don't really know what to say. You guys could, everyone let me know what they think in the comments, because I don't know what to say about that one. So UPenn, good old Philly cheesesteaks. Still all minor arcana cards, which I'm like pretty surprised by, because I feel like when I do card pulls, oh, speak of the devil. Okay, we got a Fallout. The High Priestess. Also, I love this card. Look at her. Casey Musgraves, just living life. But this is our first major arcana card, which I do find a little interesting just for me personally, because I really like Penn. We'll see, maybe this one is for me. So High Priestess signifies spiritual enlightenment, inner illumination, divine knowledge, and wisdom. Now's the time to be still so you can stay in tune with your intuition. The answers you're seeking will come from within, from your deepest truth and knowing. Your intuitive sense right now is providing you with useful information and assisting you to become more in touch with your subconscious mind. Now is also a time of heightened intuitive ability for your insight. If you develop these skills, High Priestess offers you further encouragement to continue your journey and trust that you're on the right path. Finally, High Priestess is a signal you're being called to embrace the divine feminine, your connection to your intuition, compassion, empathy, and inner wisdom. Regardless of your gender, it's vital for you to balance and integrate your masculine and feminine energies. The presence of the High Priestess signals that your sacred feminine needs your attention right now. Feel rather than think, collaborate rather than compete, create rather than destroy. This is so in contrast to Columbia. It's so wild. All right, work. I mean, that seems overly positive, especially coming right off of a seemingly very negative card. So on to NYU. We're shuffling the cards. Sorry, I figured I should show you that I'm like actually shuffling them and stuff and not just like randomly assigning. I promise I've just been shuffling and like picking without looking. Ooh, I'm thinking like this card feels right. Okay, NYU, let's see what's up. They put me on hold, so if this card is about like a pause or something, I'm gonna lose my mind. Oh, another Wands. Two of Wands. Two of Wands takes the spark of inspiration from the Ace of Wands and turns it into a clear action plan. Went through the discovery phase, now you know you want to manifest. Manifest me a decision. I'm gonna regret that once it's a rejection or something. You're exploring your options. Yes, they are, and carefully plotting out the path ahead, accounting for all possibilities and potential changes. I hate this. I hate this so much. Open to growth and exploring new territories as long as you maintain a level of certainty that your efforts will work out in the end. If this is not about their ranks, I don't know. When the Two of Wands appears, you're not ready to make your move. It's more important. Oh my gosh. Putting us all on hold and then pulling this card, I'm actually losing it. Often represents decisions of some sort. You betcha. With this too, you may make a choice between sticking with what you know or taking a risk. Take a risk on me, please. You understand the world has something bigger or more meaningful for you to offer, yet you realize you must leave your familiar ground to capitalize on this opportunity. Wow. You know, I feel like there's a lot I could say about that, but we're just gonna move on. We're gonna move on. Wow. I'm still shook up by that last card. I was like, if it's something about pauses and it's like, yeah, you're trying to make a decision, it's about pausing and waiting. Okay, Virginia. Oh, fun. I think that's our first cups. So we have a Six of Cups. So the Six of Cups often shows an increased level of harmony and cooperation in your relationships. I mean, they seem like a pretty big culture fit school, so ready to give and receive without expectation, also willing to give each other benefit of the doubt, having moved on from challenging emotions of the Five of Cups. Time to turn over a new leaf and start afresh in a more positive place. Honestly, I feel like a lot of people feel that way when they start school. They just want to like start fresh, learn new things, meet new people. Six of Cups invites you to get in touch with your inner child, experience fun, freedom, and innocence that comes with being young again. Honestly, being playful and spontaneous, I think that matters in law school. Like, enjoy your life when you can. Okay, sure, why not? I mean, Virginia's big on culture fit. Sure, maybe people really love it there and have a great time. So now we are going to do our Berkeley card pool. Honestly, don't know what this one's gonna be. I'm kind of feeling this one off the bat. Chariot. Interesting. Okay, so another major card. Chariot is a card of willpower, determination, strength. Discovered how to make decisions in alignment with your values. Honestly, Berkeley does seem very values-based, so makes sense. When the Chariot appears, it's a sign of encouragement. You've set your objectives and are now channeling your inner power and dedication to bring them to fruition. When you apply discipline, commitment, willpower to achieve your goals, you will succeed. So it's not the time to be passive. It's time to take focused action, stick to the course. You know, like I said, it's about like movement, progression, things like that. So the Chariot calls you to assert yourself and be courageous. Be bold in expressing your desires, laying down your boundaries, otherwise you won't get your way. You need to have faith in yourself and know fundamentally who you are and what you stand for. Very fun. I could definitely see that. Berkeley seems like a very values-based place that cares a lot about like public interest and public service, so I wouldn't say that this has been totally unsuccessful so far. But like I said, maybe we could read in truths into any of these cards. Now we are going to move on to Duke, which I believe it's in North Carolina, right? In Durham. Ooh, this one popped out. King of Pentacles. So king cards are usually like very mature. It's like final stages of something and it's like wealth, right? So King of Pentacles should be pretty good. Fatherly figure provides guidance, advice, wisdom, and financial and work-related matters. I mean, that is lawyering to a T, providing advice. So when the King of Pentacles appears in your tarot reading, you're confident and successful at attracting and managing wealth. Not only do you identify opportunities of growth and success, but you also draw upon your self-discipline to control and manage your wealth and invest it wisely for the long term. Nice, nice, nice. Can represent a final fulfillment of a creative task, business venture, or investment, which I mean, I think getting into law school for us, a lot of us, is a big investment. Nice. I mean, that seems like a pretty poppin' card. And now we're moving on to our final 5. So we're officially done with our T10, moving into T15. I mean, I know there's some ties and stuff, so it'd be like that, but we are going to go on to Michigan. This one feels right. The Hermit. So this is a major arcana card. I personally love the Hermit. I resonate with it. Hermit invites you to retreat into your private world, experience deep sense of seclusion and introspection. I mean, maybe Michigan's kind of isolated. I don't know what Ann Arbor's like, but the Hermit often appears when you're at a pivotal point in your life considering a new direction. Through meditation, contemplation, self-examination, you may begin to reevaluate your personal goals and change your overall course. Honestly, I feel like choosing a school is a big decision for a lot of us. So yeah, I mean, so that seems pretty cool. I mean, Michigan is like in the woods, right? I don't know. Maybe for some of you, this is like a really big time to reflect and make your decisions. I know I'm reflecting a lot, not necessarily in regards to Michigan, but so another Chicago school. We're moving on to Northwestern, which on Reddit today, which tells you I'm on the Reddit pages, stay off of them to protect your mental health. People posted some like concerns about Northwestern, so that is interesting, but I don't know if it should impact your final decision, but I think, you know, it's important to just take everything you can into account. This one feels right. Knight of Cups. So when the Knight of Cups appears, you thrive on all things beautiful and are inspired by creative outlets available to you. The Knight is motivated by action. You have dreamed about what it is you want to create, and you're now moving forward to make this dream a reality. Honestly, up until that point, I was like, I don't know if this card really fits, but I think law school is a very practical way for a lot of people who are trying to make their dreams a reality or make positive change. All Knights are on a mission. This Knights is humanitarianism, romance, altruism, compassion, and beauty. Vision of harmony and ready to bring it to reality. You're led by your heart and want to see peace for everyone involved. Honestly, that seems like a great card, like just in general. So we only have 3 schools left, so we're gonna go on to Cornell next. Our deck is definitely feeling lighter as well. So Cornell, Winters. Honestly, I think of Cornell very community focused, cool library, Harry Potter. All right, 7 of Swords. I feel like the swords ones scare me, so good luck, Cornell. The 7 of Swords indicates theft, betrayal, deception, or trickery. Oh no. You may be trying to get away with something and you're sneaking behind other people's backs, hoping to go undetected. If you're lucky, you might get away with it with your secret intact. If you're unlucky, others will soon find out what you've done, causing shame and embarrassment. What? What the fuck? This is all, like I said, this is all just for fun. Like, Cornell, this is not anything against you. It doesn't matter. It's just a card, whatever. I'm trying to find some like redeeming things in this to read about. On a more positive note, 7 of Swords points out that you need to be strategic in what you do. You know you can't do everything at once, nor should you. Instead, you should prioritize what's important to you and direct your focus on few tasks to move closer to your goal. It's an 80-20 rule. 20% of your work will account for 80% of your results. Honestly, I don't know. I'd say take this one. Yeah, take this one with a grain of salt, but we're gonna move on because I don't know what else to say. So, okay. So we're gonna do UCLA next. Ooh, UCLA, LOL. Okay, 4 of Swords. These swords ones, also marijuana leaf, LOL. So the 4 of Swords represents a new challenge to stay silent and inactive. Now is the time to build up your mental strength by clearing your mind of mental clutter or stress. So in a practical sense, the 4 of Swords is an indicator that you need to take some time to review your progress so far, which honestly, I think we should all be proud of the progress we've made, even just applying to law school, even if you didn't get in where you wanted. It's a big accomplishment. This is an excellent time to reassess your priorities. It's almost like conducting your own post-implementation review, which honestly, even if you're reapplying, I reapplied, I definitely reviewed what I did and made a plan to have a better outcome this year. So create time and space to evaluate what's worked well and what has not, and what you need to change. Pausing to reflect after each major challenge will position you well for success in the future. All right, pretty good, pretty good. By far the most positive sword card we've had, so I'm glad to know that they're not all like super intense. All right, and finally we're gonna move on to Georgetown. I'm hoping this ends on a good note. All right, we're shuffling them up. This one feels right. The Page of Swords. We're ending on a sword card. Lots of swords and wands. So Page of Swords is full of energy, passion, and enthusiasm. When this card shows up, you're bursting with new ideas and plans for the future. Maybe excited about starting a new project, pursuing a new approach, or learning something new. Honestly, really happy how this is turning out. May have a lot of energy that it feels like you could do almost anything, and you can. The challenge is whether you can keep it up. As well as with all pages, the beginning always looks promising, but you need something else to follow through and keep up with the pace. So honestly, yeah, it's a marathon, not a sprint, you know? The Page of Swords often emerges when you're exploring a new way of thinking, a new idea, a new perspective, new knowledge, or new technique, which I think a lot of us will. Curious mind and a thirst for knowledge. As you explore this fresh way of thinking, you're asking lots of questions, gathering as much information as possible. You're very much in the exploratory phase and not yet the master. You may be prone to making mistakes along the way, but your curiosity means you're eager to learn from your slip-ups, which I think is so important, especially in law school. Like, I think so many of us are perfectionists and we want to stay that way, but it's totally fine to ask questions. Like, this is the time for us to learn before we're practitioners. Would much rather make a mistake in school than with the client, you know. If you're looking for a sign to move ahead with this new project, the Page of Swords says go for it. There will be always a challenge in whatever way you choose. Not everyone will be thrilled with your choices, but when it comes down to it, you need to follow your passions and go where your true energy lies. Honestly, that seems like a really great card to end on. Here they all are together. Thumbnail. Yeah, I think overall this was like a very positive reading. I will say Columbia and what was the other one? Columbia and Cornell, I would definitely say, you know, take it all with a grain of salt. Like if any of this inspired some introspection for you as you're making your choices, great. But don't make your choices based off of these card pulls. It was just supposed to be for fun. Hopefully fill up some time, distract us all while we are waiting and suffering through this process together. But I really hope you have the best outcomes. I hope that you get to go to the program of your dreams and all your hard work will pay off. You know, thanks for watching this video. Give it a big thumbs up, like, subscribe. If there were things that you loved, things you hated, comment them down below, because I definitely know I had some visceral reactions to some of these cards. So, you know, but it is what it is. So enjoy the video, enjoy the rest of your cycle. Best of luck, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.